Alright, so this video is the full guide of how you are going to increase your testosterone by 2x naturally, and all of that just through biohacking. Before we get into anything, I want to explain to you first why I'm speaking to this, why I'm credible, and why you should listen to me. My name is Valle, I'm a biohacker, and I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and I've studied this autistically. And as you can see here in the first picture, this used to be me, and that was just 2.5 years ago. If you look at my nipples, you can see I developed something called gynecomastia. That is a condition that men develop when their testosterone to estrogen ratio is fucked up, and that happened to me. My estrogen was way too high and my testosterone used to be way too low, and for that reason I used to be pretty much a bitch, if you want to call it so, because you literally could call it so. So I developed bigger nipples. That is just something that happens when you have very low testosterone as a man, because that just shouldn't be the case. Now, if you look on the right picture, obviously you see that I'm looking good. I built muscle, I'm looking healthy, I'm looking jacked. And this is the exact point where you can be as well in just a short time by implementing those practices that I'm now about to teach you, because this is everything that I use on a daily basis, and this is everything that helped me go from the left to the right. So let's get into it. How to naturally increase your test. Having high levels of testosterone is vital in your life as a man. High levels of testosterone will increase your masculine drive to get shit done. Without that, you won't be motivated to go to the gym. You won't be motivated to work on your business. You as a man, you have this drive, this flame inside of you that should be under your ass and just push you constantly to do hard work. That should be fun for you. Back in the days, that was not fun for me. Going to the gym was dreadful for me. Doing hard work was dreadful for me. All of that shit I didn't want to do. But now I'm sitting here recording these videos, building my online business, and I don't even want to stop. And this is where you should be as well. Because if you don't feel like that, then that's a clear indicator that your test might be low. Next point, increase your muscle building potential. Let me make this clear. Having high testosterone in a natural range where you're not taking performance enhancing drugs, that will not make your muscles grow faster. That is not the case. But having high testosterone will give you the potential to even build those muscles. Next point, make talking to women easier. This is absolutely the case. I can vouch for that. Back in the days, I used to be a bitch and I did not want to go up to any women. I was not doing cold approaches. I was not getting the matches on Tinder or on Instagram that I wanted to get. And now that I have high tests, this is not a problem for me anymore. Right now, I'm living in Valle, and where I live, we got some of the most beautiful women that you've ever seen. And it's absolutely not a singular problem for me to just go up to them, approach them, and get their number. And that's where you should be as well. Because if you don't have that as a man, then literally, what are you doing? Next point, make getting the respect of other men easy. If you have low testosterone, other men can feel that, and not just other men, but other women, and you will not be having respect. Let me just give you one thing, all right? If you speak and nobody listens, that to me is one of the most sad things on the planet. And that was where I was 2.5 years ago. When I spoke, nobody gave a shit. Nobody listened. Nobody cared to pay attention. Now, when I open my mouth, I literally do YouTube videos, and countless people watch that to get my information because they want to know what I have to say. When I'm in a big group of people, people listen when I open my mouth. So I've broken testosterone down into 9 different sections and categories. Those are all vital. And if you want to have maximum tests, then these are all things you need to be tapping into. All right, so let's get it. Sunlight, exercise, sleep, diet, water, nature, clothing, supplementation, and miscellaneous. Number 1, sunlight. Viewing sunlight within the first hours of waking up increases early day cortisol release. That's something absolutely vital, because a morning spike in cortisol will help your ability to stay focused during the day. Next, get direct morning and afternoon sunlight, at least 5 to 10 minutes on sunny days and 15 to 20 minutes on overcast days, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. That's absolutely what I recommend to everyone. You should be tapping into this right now. The sunlight should be direct. If you try to get your daily sunlight through a windshield or a window, it will be ineffective, because too many of those relevant wavelengths are going to be filtered out if you do get your sunlight exposure through some kind of windshield. Number 2, exercise. Resistance training has been proven to increase both short and long-term testosterone levels. If you plan on being a high-value man, your physique matters to a massive extent. Now, on the right, you have a picture of what I look like now, absolutely jacked, absolutely sick. Now, that is where I want you to be as well. So let's get deeper into it. If you don't have any access to any weights, for example, dumbbells, then you can just do calisthenics. That's another great option that you can do. Some of my clients, they don't have access to a gym. So what they do is they just do calisthenics. If you don't know what that is, maybe in your area you have some calisthenics parks. It's those bars where you do your pull-ups, you do your push-ups. Essentially what it is just body weight exercises. All right, just make sure you have sufficient volume, i.e. if you can't do normal pull-ups, then start with an easier variation that will allow you to do sufficient volume for hypertrophy. Because if you're just doing one pull-up and that's your workout, then that's not really enough. All right, let's go. Another thing when it comes to exercise is sprinting. Sprinting is a high intensity anaerobic movement that taxes your central nervous system, stimulates your fast twitch muscle fibers, and activates your body's primal stress response. This response leads to a surge of testosterone and growth hormone as part of the recovery and adaptation process. Studies have proven that testosterone levels have increased significantly following short, maximum effort sprints, especially when done with full recovery between their sets. Sprinting also trains explosive strength, improves your insulin sensitivity, and supports lean muscle gain, all of which contribute to a more anabolic, muscle building, hormone optimized environment in your body. Number 3, sleep. Now don't skip this. This is literally one of the most important points in this entire video. Yes, I'm serious, and I'm not just gonna give you the basic doctor answer of, oh, just get 8 hours of sleep and you'll be good. No, we'll go deeper into it. All right, so the first thing I want you to do that I personally use every single day, most of my light bulbs are LED light bulbs. And what you can do with those is turn those to the color red about 2 hours before going to sleep. Because red is the lowest intensity color and therefore aids the most with melatonin production. And melatonin having that high is what allows you to have good sleep. Next, make your room cold. The optimal sleeping temperature is 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. In Celsius, that's roughly 16 to 19 degrees Celsius. I personally don't have an AC in my room, so I just leave my glass door slightly open to cool my room down. Next, make your room dark. If you can, completely dark, not a single bit of light, no source of light whatsoever. This is especially important as it is the biggest contributor to the amount of melatonin secretion that occurs. If blackout curtains don't work with your room, then an eye mask or a sleep mask is definitely something I would be tapping into. Number 4, food. As with sleep, if you want high test levels, you need to get your diet absolutely dialed in. There is no going around this. If you're still out here eating fucking cheeseburgers from McDonald's or Burger King, then you're doing the exact opposite of what you should be doing if you want to be a high test individual. Diet is pretty simple. Just eat clean foods. Stay away from foods that are highly processed or high in sugar. Eat red meat a minimum of once a week if possible, and have a handful of fatty nuts once a day. I personally follow a animal-based diet. Now that means getting your dairy in, getting your 6 eggs a day. Yes, 6 eggs a day. That's what I want you to be eating. Also getting your daily meat in. If you don't have money to buy yourself steak every now and then that's fine. You can literally just buy ground beef. It's so much cheaper than steak, and it still has all the good nutritious values that you want. So what I do as someone who doesn't have the biggest capital, who can't just be eating steaks 24/7, is I just try to always have ground beef in my place. So what you can do with that is just make yourself some ground beef and some eggs, and you'll be good. That's a decent meal. If you don't know what to cook that. And also, if you really want to take this seriously, then one thing you absolutely have to avoid at all costs to have high testosterone is drinking alcohol. There's literally no reason why you need to be drinking alcohol. Oh, it makes you feel good. Wow. I mean, I'd rather feel good by having fucking huge muscles, have high energy, and just be an absolute unit of a man because I have high testosterone. That makes me feel way better than any alcohol could ever make you feel. Another thing that I want you to avoid is soft drinks. You're a grown-ass man. You literally, I didn't even write this down on this list because this should just go without saying. You're a grown-ass man, you do not need to be drinking fucking Sprite or Coca-Cola or fucking whatever those fucking soft drinks are. Just drink water or coconut water. You don't need anything else. There is literally not one singular reason why you as a grown man past the age of 18 should ever be drinking soft drinks. Next point, carrots. Carrots are absolutely fantastic. They're my favorite vegetable. I love eating carrots, and that is because they help block estrogen, which supports higher testosterone. This is super interesting. Let me dive deeper into this. Raw carrots are rich in a unique fiber structure that binds to excess estrogen, toxins, and endotoxins in the digestive tract. When estrogen builds up in the body from poor diet, plastics, stress, etc., it suppresses testosterone production. And if you have way too much of that, then you start to develop gynecomastia, which is something you absolutely just do not want because it's just not aesthetically pleasing. The carrot fiber acts like a broom. It really just sweeps out the excess estrogen through the digestive system and preventing it from being reabsorbed into the blood system via the liver. Additionally, carrots contain compounds like phyllcarinol and phyllcarindiol, which have antifungal, anti-estrogenic, and even anti-cancer properties. One of the most important things when it comes to your diet is the oils that you cook your food with, and I want you to avoid most oils that you've been using till this day. Alright, so I've given you a clear list of what's worst, what's good, what's best. You can take a screenshot right now and just save that for later. Alright, let me go through it real quick. Worst is corn oil, canola oil, aka rapeseed oil, soybean oil, vegetable oil or cooking oil, and also sunflower seed oil. Those all are seed oils. You want to completely abandon them and just not use them in your cooking. They are meant to be good, at least that's what the health professionals are telling us, but they are literally one of the biggest reasons why people nowadays have low testosterone. But a good alternative would be olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. And now we're getting to the oils that I personally use and what I would definitely recommend to you because I also recommend them to my clients. So the best oils are butter, preferably grass-fed, ghee, beef tallow, and bacon fat. And let me just drive this home again. Grass-fed butter is king. So let's just say you're in a restaurant and you have the option to ask them to cook your stuff in grass-fed butter, then always go for that. The big number 5, water. The tap water in most places in the world has many disinfecting agents, namely chlorine and fluoride. And those are absolutely not something that we as humans should be ingesting into our system. Because studies have clearly shown that fluoride intake is correlated to a decrease in the levels of testosterone in males. To combat this, always filter your tap water through a water filter. Use any reliable brand through that. You can literally just buy them on Amazon, just check out any with good reviews, they all work and all pretty much do the same. So just search for a reverse osmosis machine. Now if you don't want to be spending all that money, another good alternative that you can do is just buy yourself some good high quality glass bottled water. But just make sure that you're not making the next mistake of getting yourself plastic water bottles. Number 6, nature. Studies have reported a 120% increase in testosterone from people that spend only 20 to 30 minutes outside daily. 120%. Now if that doesn't drive the point home, then I don't know what will. This is likely not directly a result of nature itself, but the fact that being outside in nature requires you to come in contact with sunlight. Regardless, get outside at least once a day for meditation or a brisk walk or a run. That's something I would recommend to absolutely everyone. Just try not to use your phone whilst doing that. Just enjoy the nature around you, be present and just be in the moment. You should really start doing that once a day. Number 7, clothing. Most of the clothing nowadays is made from polyester. That's a plastic synthetic fabric that is usually derived from petroleum. Yes, petroleum. Switching over to cotton or wool clothing is probably the most expensive part of testosterone optimization, but in the end, it is absolutely worth it. If you currently don't have a lot of money to spend, then just make sure you are at least wearing any cotton or wool clothing that you have as frequently as possible, as opposed to polyester. If you see what I'm wearing right now, this is 100% cotton, and my pants are 100% linen. Both materials that are absolutely fine for your body and not gonna hurt you in the long run. The first category of clothing that you should be switching to all cotton is your underwear, as these come in contact with your balls 24/7, which is not good. The big number 8, supplements. Yeah, I know you've been waiting for it, but let me just give you a quick disclaimer. I personally right now do not take any supplements at all. My clients, most of them, they also don't take supplements. If you have the money for it, then that's something absolutely fantastic that you can tap into, but is not something crucial. You can literally live without and have high testosterone even without it. If you can afford it, supplements are a great way to increase your testosterone, but they are in no way an alternative to the core pillars of high testosterone: good sleep, good diet, exercise, and sunlight. But assuming you have those dialed in, there are 3 supplements that I have done research on and personally took for a long time and still take on and off every now and then that have been proven to increase testosterone levels. And those are vitamin D, and the best vitamin D supplement type you can get is vitamin D3 K2. Also, something very good is zinc and magnesium. But be careful with taking your magnesium, because magnesium does relax your body. Magnesium is something that does help you wind down and just make you sleepy overall. So when you're taking your magnesium, make sure to take it at night if you don't want to be feeling sleepy during your day. The 9th and final point, miscellaneous. Limit your stress. If you are in a stressful situation, do your absolute best to manage your mental health, as high cortisol, the stress hormone, levels have been proven to be detrimental to testosterone production. Also, I want you to avoid touching receipts, as they are highly concentrated sources of bisphenol A, BPA, which is a chemical compound primarily used in the manufacturing of various plastics. The next point, now this is one of the most important points on this entire list of number 9. Let's get into it. Do not, under any circumstance, put your phone in your pocket. Doing that is so horrible for your sperm quality, fertility, and testosterone. Yes, having your phone in your pocket is absolutely convenient. You have your pocket for that reason. Until now, every day of your life, you've just had your phone in your right front pocket of your pants. But I want you to completely stop doing that and always be holding your phone in your hand when you're moving around. And when you're sitting, then just put your phone on the table. Do not, under any circumstance, put it in your pocket. It's way too close to your balls, and that will hurt your sperm quality, it will hurt your fertility, and it will hurt your testosterone in general. And the next thing that I want you to do is something that we've talked about a bit earlier: fluoride. I want you to switch to using a fluoride-free toothpaste, because most of the toothpastes that are sold worldwide do contain fluoride. It's a common myth that fluoride helps you keep your teeth healthy, but that's not the case. And even your dentists recommend you a fluoride containing toothpaste. But that's absolutely false, and that's horrible for your health. So literally today, switch to a fluoride-free toothpaste. This was the full guide of how you're gonna increase your testosterone by 2x naturally. And if you want some guidance of how you can make that same change from the left picture over to the right picture like I did in just 2.5 years and get there way quicker than I did, because I made a lot of mistakes that now, with the knowledge that I have now and what I teach to my clients, would never be doing again, and get way quicker results for them, then you can click the first link down in the video description right now to book a free one-to-one call with me to see if you'd be a good fit for the Limitless Blueprint, my fitness and biohacking coaching program, where I help men like you become undeniable and completely transform your mindset, your physique, and your health. So if that's something you'd be interested in, then you know where to find it. And if you still have further questions and you don't want to instantly hop on a call with me, then what you can do is you can DM me on Instagram, which is the second link down in the video description, to get some personalized help from me. I answer all of my DMs, so don't stress it, just give it a shot and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you found value in this video, because it's literally the only guide that actually gives you no bullshit strict advice with a fucking presentation, then make sure to give something back to me, and you can do that the best way through just subscribing to the channel and checking out my other videos. And I'm gonna end this video with the same words as always: don't compare, be compared to. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.